So let's take a look at the events that come in. So in our click function, we get passed an event. This comes in from the operating system, and we're just passing this event in to go turn into some XY coordinates for WebGL. So let's go down to our function here to convert coordinates to WebGL. Again, this is just the code that was pulled out from the book example into a separate function. And let's just go set a breakpoint down in here so that we can see what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and save and reload this page so that we start from blank. When we're going to click a point, and now we're going to end up here in our code. And we'd like to investigate and see what's actually stored in this event. And then go see what's going on that we're going to calculate. So here's our event. And when you mouse over something, once you're in the debugger, one thing we can see is that we get a pop-up here. And we can scroll and see different things. And we're using the client X. So I'm going to try to do this in the console so that we can see this a little bit more. Oh, well, here's several places you can see it. You can mouse over, and you can see it in this pop-up. You can go over here into my local variables, and I'm going to be using the client X so you can see that we have some screen X coordinates and we have some client X coordinates, and these are not the same coordinates, right? This is in terms of, I don't know which coordinate system. This is in terms of this WebGL coordinate system, and we want to turn this into some kind of X and Y that we're going to get. So we can, I was going to show you console also. Where's my console? I had a console down here. So if we click up here, we can do show console drawer. It's also got a shortcut key. So now we're down here. So now if I go take a look at my event, I've typed EV, and here's my little thing that shows me what's in my event. And I can't explore it fully in this space, but I can come over here and take a look at it. So let's take our steps here. Step, 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 step. Okay, we're just about to return from this function. Now, at this point, we've done our math calculations to do our conversion into our space. We have an X and Y calculated. And now we want to return two variables. So I need to return both X and Y. So I'm playing a little trick here. So I'm packing them into an array. JavaScript is really loose on types, and it lets you do this kind of thing. So we're going to return X and Y in a data type here. So let's make sure we know what's in X and Y. So here's X, here's Y, we can see them. So we're going to return a data type that looks like X comma Y. And you see now it's a two-element array that we have here. So we're going to return this. And it's going to come out up here. And I'm going to get my two return variables separated into two variables like this. So now let's just take another, let's go, let me set a breakpoint up here. Let's resume execution of our script. Okay, we got to this breakpoint. So we've returned from our function. We're up on top in the main click function, and X and Y should have been returned. And we still have the same values here, right? So our local, our X and Y here, where are they defined? I don't know the answer to that. Because I have a local event, I have a local this, but I don't have my local X and Y. But we do have the variables, and we can access them separately if we so desire. In order to do the rest of our function. So if we wanted to see this X and Y over here in this local, what we need to do is we need to come right here and just say let, so that we define local variables X and Y that we're using here. So let me save this and rerun this. Oh, I'm not going to get to mine. I have to put a, once I'm live running, I don't need to rerun. I can put a breakpoint. And then I'm going to come to this breakpoint, and now you can see that I have this X and Y in my local variables. And we can go ahead and change this while we're live running. So I can take this back out. I can say to just resume. And now when I click again, so I have a breakpoint, and when I click again, I'm going to stop at this breakpoint, and I think I should not have the XY anymore. Who knows? I screwed it up by trying to do it while it was live. But you can make changes to variables that are live. So here I've clicked up at this point. Here's my X position. is supposed to be at 0.65. It's supposed to be up here. So, but let me click in that same position again. Come to this point. I'm going to change. I'm going to say x equals negative 0.65. So I've now just changed it live in the code, and I'm going to let it go continue running, and boom, my point showed up over here. So you can edit variables while you're in the middle of your debugger too, of course. So the point that I was making earlier was that if I just go ahead and put a let here, I can see it in my local variables if I desire to do that. But I can always type in the console and see the same thing.